All right, welcome in everyone. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into AI. Looks like you've compiled quite a bit of information on this, so the goal here is to, well, give you a clear picture of what AI is, its history, and its importance, really. No need to waste time with anything unnecessary, just the need to know stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's set aside the Hollywood dramatizations for a bit and focus on the real deal. We're talking the actual science behind AI, the big names driving it forward, and the very real ways it's already changing our world. Think of this as like a crash course on this hugely important topic.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What exactly is AI? It seems like, according to our sources, at its core, it's about getting machines to kind of think like humans, right? Machines that learn, reason, problem solve, even understand things like images and language. It's pretty complex stuff, but it's also becoming like more and more part of everyday life.
That's a good way to put it. And while it feels like a very current concept, the roots of AI actually go back a lot further than you might think. We're talking mid-20th century, the work of Alan Turing. His ideas about computation, they really laid the groundwork for everything we're seeing today. He
Mm.
gave us the fundamental concepts of how machines could possibly think. Which is pretty amazing.
It is. And fast forward to now, you've got companies like Google, IBM, Tesla really pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Even someone like Elon Musk, who's, a total visionary,
Yeah.
has voiced some serious concerns, even calling AI a potential existential threat, if we don't handle it carefully. It definitely makes you think about the potential risks
It
involved.
definitely highlights the power of what we're dealing with. Now, to really understand the current state of AI, I think it's helpful to break it down into two main categories.
Right. So we have something called narrow AI, and this is designed to perform very specific tasks. Take, for example, facial recognition on your phone. It's really good at that one thing. Or how Google seems to know what you're looking for when you type in a search. This type of AI is already all over the place, even if we don't always realize it.
Exactly. Narrow AI is super effective within its specific limits.
Hmm.
Then you've got general AI, which is this idea of a machine that could basically perform any intellectual task a human can, as well as or even better than we can. This is the kind of AI you see in sci-fi movies, true human level intelligence in a machine. It's still theoretical at this point, but it's definitely a major focus of research and discussion in the field.
So for someone who's, really trying to grasp all this, where would you say is the best place to start? It can feel kind of overwhelming, to be honest.
I think that's a really important point. And luckily, our sources actually offer some really practical advice on this. First off, understanding the basics is key. Don't be intimidated by terms like machine learning, neural networks, natural language processing. Like, think of machine learning as basically a way for AI to learn from data without needing to be programmed step by step for every single thing. There are great online resources out there, like courses on Coursera or ADX, that can break these concepts down in a way that's easy to understand.
All right, so having that foundational knowledge is super important. What would be the next step?
Once you have a good grasp of the fundamentals, it's a good idea to start following the leading figures in the field. People like Andrew Ng or Fei-Fei Lai, they're really influential in AI research and development. Keeping up with their work, their insights, it can give you a good sense of where the field is headed. It's kind of like following the innovators in any industry, to see what's on the horizon.
So staying informed about the big thinkers makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. And because AI is such a rapidly evolving field, staying updated is like essential. Subscribing to publications like MIT Technology Review or Wired, those are great ways to keep up with the latest news, breakthroughs, and in-depth discussions in the AI world.
Yeah, it really sounds like continuous learning is non-negotiable here. This is not a field that stays static.
Not at all. And to really understand the significance of all this, you have to look at its applications. We're not just talking about some niche area here. It's really making its way into almost every aspect of our lives and the global economy. Think about AI-assisted diagnostics in healthcare, where algorithms can analyze medical images, maybe even detect diseases like cancer earlier and more accurately than humans can. Or algorithmic trading in finance, where AI can sift through massive amounts of data to make investment decisions. The potential applications are, honestly, incredibly vast.
It's amazing to see it going beyond just software and into these really impactful real-world scenarios.
Exactly. And one more thing, don't underestimate the power of, connecting with other people who are interested in AI. Engaging with the community,
Right.
whether it's online forums, groups like Reddit's or machine learning, those can be really valuable resources. It's a great way to bounce ideas around, ask questions, and learn from the experiences of others who are, also exploring this AI landscape.
So, from understanding the basics to staying informed to connecting with others, that's a pretty solid roadmap for someone just getting started. Now, our sources also highlight some, let's say, less conventional ways to get a grasp of AI, right?
Right, yeah. Ways to take a more active, hands-on approach to learning about it. One of these is participating in AI challenges. Platforms like Kaggle, they host competitions where you can actually work on real-world AI problems, collaborate with other people, and get some really valuable practical experience. It's a great way to go beyond just reading about AI and actually doing it. Kind of like learning to drive by actually getting behind the wheel.
That sounds like a really immersive way to learn. You're not just taking in information, you're applying it in a real way.
Exactly. Another really fascinating area where AI is making its mark is in art and creativity.
Hmm.
You've got tools like OpenAI's Daily, which can generate these amazing digital images from text prompts, or Google's Magenta, which explores AI in music composition. These really show that AI has the potential to go beyond just, solving problems in the traditional sense. It really makes you question our assumptions about creativity and what machines are capable of.
Yeah, AI creating art and music, it's almost mind-boggling. It really expands our understanding of what it can do. Now, let's take a look back at some of the key moments in AI history. Our sources highlight a couple of really significant milestones.
What's really interesting about these moments is how they not only demonstrated technological advancements, but also sparked these wider conversations about what AI means for us as humans. Take IBM's Deep Blue defeating Garry Kasparov in chess back in 1997. That was a major turning point, showing that a machine could actually outperform the world champion in a game that's, incredibly complex strategically.
I remember that, yeah. It felt like a real shift, proving that AI could achieve something that many thought was uniquely human.
Exactly. And then more recently, in 2016, you have Google's AlphaGo defeating Lee Sedol in Go. Now, Go is an incredibly complex game, even more so than chess, with so many possible moves. AlphaGo's victory was seen as an even bigger achievement, showing a deeper level of strategic learning in AI, going beyond just, brute force calculations.
And as you said, both of these events weren't just about the technology itself. They really got people thinking about the bigger picture, the potential, and also the potential dangers of increasingly sophisticated AI.
Yeah, they really forced us to confront some fundamental questions about intelligence and the evolving relationship between humans and machines. And speaking of unexpected applications, did you come across the statistic about AI in the legal field?
I did, yeah. That was pretty surprising. It seems like there are AI systems being developed that can predict the outcomes of cases in the European Court of Human Rights, and with a really high accuracy rate, something like 79%.
What's really interesting about that isn't just the accuracy itself, but what it tells us about the patterns and predictability within legal data. If AI can analyze past cases and make predictions about future outcomes with that level of success, it raises some important questions about how AI could be used in law moving forward.
Definitely. It makes you think about things like efficiency in the legal system and the potential for new tools and approaches. So, to wrap things up, what would you say is the key takeaway from our deep dive into AI today?
Well, if we consider everything we've discussed, it's pretty clear that AI isn't just some futuristic fantasy anymore. It's a real and rapidly growing force that's already changing industries, our daily lives, even our understanding of intelligence and creativity. It's essential for all of us to recognize this shift and approach it with a mindset of continuous learning and engagement.
So, our listener, you now have a solid understanding of AI, from its basic definition and history to its current applications and its exciting and sometimes challenging future. It's a massive, constantly changing field, and we hope this deep dive has piqued your interest to learn even more.
I agree. The world of AI is vast and always evolving. Stay curious, keep learning as you navigate this increasingly important technological landscape.
And with that in mind, here's a final thought for you to ponder. Given AI's growing capabilities and its increasing influence across so many different areas, what fundamental aspects of human life and society do you think might be most profoundly affected in the years to come? And how can we best prepare for those changes? It's a big question, but one that's becoming increasingly important for all of us to